Hello, post-neo-prelude is back after a week-long break for spring revival, shall we say. I have recently received word that we are going to begin working with a film student on this program, so the production value is going to be upped a bit, and I'm sure there'll be a few other changes that people can hopefully look forward to coming really soon in the future here. But until then, enjoy our lo-fi version of the show as inspired by Keith Bowen, not to be confused with David Bowie, who both have their charismas about them. So the band featured on this episode was brought to my attention by a friend of mine, Cindy Grady. The Agent Ribbons is the name of the band, and they are quite wonderful. And I wanted to mention Cindy to make people aware of the company that she works for, which is Write Life, as in W-R-I-T-E, life.com. They are a publishing company from the Midwest that is currently working with a good deal of my writing. So I wanted to bring her up and tell her what a inspiration she has been to me over the past year or so. And any would-be writers and fellow poets out there might want to check out that publishing company if they are looking to do a little more with their writing in general. So to begin the spring, we will be ushered by the voices of women.
This is Kimiko Hahn, reading from the book, The Narrow Road to the Interior. I'll be reading an excerpt from my piece, Sparrow. At this moment, it is painful to leave, and more painful to stay. Any residue of affection has twisted into an anger keen as a scalpel, brilliant as a blade, clean as glass. I wish there could be some way for my husband also to want to part, because everything we might have had has eroded so flat, I'm not even sure what we did have. Was it my imagination? The body would like to recall humidity even, or especially in February, even as the dogwood too early reddens, then freezes the next week, but is still not ruined. What of the nestled pupa, more uncompromising than we imagine?
The fever. The coral reefs are changing color. The black and crimson bleached away. The ocean's rising fever. And every drop the sea's over damages the membrane of symbiotic algae, and coral reefs change their color. True, it's less sensational than acts of terror. True, we can slather sunblock and sunbathe despite the ocean's rising fever. After all, the planet isn't broiling over. Algae is not an inflamed country. It's just coral reefs changing color. I wonder if it's yet again the ozone layer ruined by my aunt's persistent use of hairspray. This ocean's rising fever? I already own my share of vivid jewelry from Mother's childhood village on Maui. Still, the living are losing color in my ocean's escalating fever.
The collection I'm working on now is called Toxic Flora, and they're poems inspired by the science section of the New York Times. The language is really exotic and gorgeous. All right, I can't tell you necessarily my philosophy of poetry, But my philosophy of life is that everything is about stimulation. So that might mean a plant and photosynthesis, or bread and butter for people, or poetry.
The world is a cigarette. The world is an oyster. I'll drag on it to my heart's content, all gluttonous and glamour. Don't worry about sharks or other carnivorous creatures, because we've got to spill blood to display our finest of features. Are you impressed by the way I'm dressed? Can you get enough of the fluff I'm stuffed with? I may lose sleep over my regrets, but the fruit they bear will always be there. I once had a heart for hard work. I once had a penchant for protest. But since the world's decline, we've only got a mind to do what is required to be noticed. Oh, let us eat cake instead of bread. Sugar tastes the sweetest when it goes straight to your head. I used to walk the walk till I walked around the block. Now I only sing the sing and talk the talk. What's that? I used to walk the walk till I walked around the block. Now I only sing the sing and talk the talk. Blah, blah.
If you feel like singing a song and you want other people to sing along, just sing what you feel. Don't let anyone say it's wrong. And if you try